Hey guys, it's Have a Nice Day. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 ML5 heroes I would recommend from Milestone of Radiance. So keep in mind it goes up to as current as Lady of the Scales and Emma Aurea, if I am not mistaken. So we will only talk about the heroes that we can get out of again Milestone of Radiance. In no particular order, but I'll just go from the top to bottom. So we have Bellion, who has a unique passive that blocks um, the enemy team from having any souls. Obviously great against anti-cleave, against cleaves, and units like Freeran who really require souls. Bellion can just straight up block her from it. So that's the first one. And then we have Boss Arunka, who I think most of the ML5s have unique passives or kit, and Basarunka is no different. So if she was in the front line, um, basically the enemy cannot target anyone unless it's AOE outside of Basarunka with single attacks. And of course, she can be on Rocket Punch, Artifact that actually deals damage. Her kit is pretty loaded. She has a barrier once she puts up her S3 with increased defense buff as well, and defense break on the single target enemy, and dispel buffs. Just a loaded kit in general. She got the CR push, and she can defense break on her S1 as well. Excellent unit to have, especially if you were new. And then we have ML Ilanov, who has a passive that blocks penetration by 20%. Great against units that ignore pen resistance. And she does a bit of injury on her S3 and S1. Puts up an indomitable this undispellable buff as well. That grants you defense and ER by 30%. Yeah, so she is, I would say, probably the number one unit to have. So that's the first three out of the top 10. And then we probably could do an honorable mention. Spirit Isoling is a great unit. You could do cleave with her. You can anti-cleave as well if you put her on Secret or Sword Storm for the CR push. Does pretty good damage because she ignores the defense by 50% on the S1. So overall, another great unit. But I want to talk about New Moon Luna. So that would be, so far I've talked about, this is the fourth top 10 ML5 I would recommend. Her kit includes and she's a mage by the way, so she can have a book on her. She seals and casts unbuffable on the whole team, and this isn't just a one or two buff strip. This strips all buffs, and she has a skill effect nullifier on her as well, meaning the first thing that debuffs her, she will nullify. So pretty awesome unit. S2 on her defense break, CR push herself. Just overall a very powerful unit. And Lady of the Scale, the lady herself was one of the best, if not still the best support and unit in general. She can grant the front unit immortality, and the front unit will soak up the damage because she also grants the damage sharing. Could not be dispelled. Just super powerful and heals on her kit as well. Yeah, so that's the fifth one. We also have Maid Chloe, who is a reviver. Is great against splash damage because in her kit she reduces it by 50%. So pretty powerful unit as well. Very much in the meta. We also have Real of Light, who can come back to life herself before granting her powerful S3, which casts invincibility to herself and the target. And if you don't kill her or bring extinction, she is a handful. She is a handful to fight, and of course the fight will drag. It's more of a turn 2, but she's also great in Guild Wars, so later slot. So I think we talked about a couple honorable mentions, including Lady Maid and Ruel. Let's see here. Cecilia is another damage reduction unit in terms of the splash damage. That's another unit that's great to have. She was out of the meta, but because of this buff that have the damage reduction on the additional damage, she is very much useful now as well. Overall, that's been 6 or 7 units. We also have Parsetti, who is great to force and neutralize speedy players or speed units by basically bringing everyone down to her level, if you will. You can build her fast, but most of the time she's used with base speeds to slow things down. She can pair up with Fire Flan and perhaps kill somebody on her first turn as well. Overall, very powerful unit, mostly anti-cleave. Cast able to counter, unbuffable, and she can do good damage. And of course, being a mage, she can have Abyssal Crown on her. I would say by far the most toxic unit before the release of Aram and Kitsania. We also have Zeal. He can go regardless of Harsadi or anyone, because in his kit starts with a up to 30% CR increase based on the fastest unit. So basically it just means that he always goes first with proper speed. You can't be naked and like 0 speed and expect to go. He does have to have some speed as well, but regardless, very powerful kit. Excellent for, again, cleave or anti-cleave, if you will, because he is always ensured to go first. Has the CR pushback, has the silence, great to pair up with the likes of MLTU. It's probably by far one of my favorite units as well, and he can do good damage as well based on the defense pen on his S1. So overall, I think that was the top 10 heroes that I would suggest, as well as a few honorable mentions. I won't, again, I could talk about Dark Diane, but she's not available, and stuff like that. So overall, that is my top 10 and some honorable mentions. for the general player base, general play style. And so yeah, thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye.